Majo John Madden in Parque Acama in Acama, Mexico. Little breeze. We'll see if that's a problem for the audio. Maybe if I turn the phone this way. I just in another video told the story or alluded to the story of having with my big old Ford Econoline camper van that was built like an armored car, broken through the gate of a parking lot in order to get into it. And I want to tell that story, and I want to position it as why I'm here in this world at this point in time, and what it is I'm trying to accomplish, and what are some things I can do that maybe not many other people could because of how I've been shaped by life and by God over a number of years. So in Asheville, North Carolina, I had left the city and I was roaming around the high mountains in a camper van I had bought, big Ford Econoline 88. And I would go back to Asheville, and on one of my trips back to Asheville, I befriended a young homeless woman named Sam. And Sam was a piece of work. Asheville cops, when they accosted me for parking someplace I wasn't supposed to park, they said, "Do you have somebody else in the van?" "Yeah, she's sleeping in the back." And, "Well, who is it?" And I said her name, and they said, "You have Heather so-and-so in the back of your van?" "Yeah." "Buddy, you have no idea what you're dealing with." And she was a piece of work. She believed that she had paranoid psychosis because she had been taught that by the psychiatrist, and I didn't think so. I was pretty sure she was, over the course of 10 days of riding in the van, she dried out from coke. And when she was dry, she was clear as a bell and sharp, funny. She was terrific. And then when she used again, she'd be in bad shape. So I was pretty sure we ought to get her to shake that notion that she's crazy. So she had worked with a psychologist. The reason she ran away from me the first time, she had told me she wanted to find her psychologist. Well, her psychologist was actually Carl Mumpower, who probably people still in Asheville remember. He was a child psychologist who had been on the city council and was a raving lunatic, right-wing guy. So when Sam disappeared, I went looking for Carl Mumpower, and I knew where his new office was. We had been to his old office, and they said, "Yeah, there was a problem with him sharing office space with other people. He would bring his dog, and his dog would bite people." Yeah, so that's Carl. So I got to where his office was, and Sam had been gone for a few hours, and I was worried about her being alone on the street at night. And I got to the parking lot, and there was a staff parking lot, and I was at the exit trying to get in, and there was a gate. You had to have a tag or something. So it was almost 5 o'clock. I didn't know how late he worked, so I busted that gate down to get into the parking lot to go see Carl Mumpower. And I used my clinical psychologist card. I said, "Carl, you know me as your cashier at Earth Fair, but actually I'm a clinical psychologist and work with children just like you." And because of that, he did what he shouldn't have done. He told me stuff about Sam he shouldn't have said. And he said, "She called me her psychologist. I did the workup on her before they put her in the orphanage at age 15. And I didn't weep then, but I have many times about that poor girl and the trauma she went through." And I said, "Well, I don't think she's psychotic. I don't think she's crazy at all." And he says, "How can you tell?" And this is my story also. When somebody is in that much trauma, how can you know if they're actually got a psychological problem? Yeah. And that's what happened to me. They called me clinically depressed when it actually was all trauma. So that has surfaced for me again recently because there's a girl here that I met in the coffee shop the other day that I said, her trauma is so ready to pop, I could help her. And I wrote my friend David and said, "Is she crazy?" I think she was clearly drunk. "Is she crazy also?" Because I think out on the street when she started to cry, I said, "Bing, there's her trauma. We could get her through that." And David said, "She's crazy. That girl, she's not an alcoholic, but she's cracked." I said, "Okay, we'll steer clear of her because no more fixer-uppers." But what I realized overnight was if I was trying to get my own needs met through her, she'd probably make me insane. Could almost any man. But if I'm there just to help her get through her trauma, uh, we could do that. I'd be the person to do it. And I think about my musical alter ego in the U.S. is James Taylor, and a couple of his songs, Handyman, where he says, "So if your broken heart should need repair, I am the man to see." And elsewhere, one of his friends says, "Hey James, can I borrow your truck?" And he sings, "That's why I'm here." And that's why I'm here, man. That's why I'm here. That's why God put me through all the crazy shit I've been through, including 30 years of being misdiagnosed. I know the psychiatry racket, and I did 30 years plus of peer counseling where we would fight for each other. I will go through the gates of hell for you. Take me where your pain is. I want to be there with you. I'm the man. So this girl over here, if I ever see her again, which is she doesn't live here, she lives in neighboring town. If I'm not gonna go searching for her, but if she shows up at my doorstep, yeah, I'm ready. I am. I'm ready.